Welcome to this gentle yoga practice for beginners. We will be moving our bodies in the foundational poses of yoga and building with our breath so we can have a more energized, incredible day. Any props are welcomed, and let's do this. Welcome, my friend. Join me in a comfortable seat. So it can really help as you're beginning a practice to have some support, whether it's a blanket that's folded up under the knees and perhaps like a pillow under the sit bones. And this just helps create a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So join yourself in a seat. In yoga, this is called Sukhasana, crisscross applesauce. So sometimes it's one foot tucked under snugly, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you would like to join your feet in a diamond shape. Find a seat where you can just allow yourself to show up and land as you move the meaty part of the bottom away from the sit bones, and just taking a moment here to exhale, shrug the shoulders forward, tuck the chin in towards the chest, and then as you exhale, drive the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. As you exhale, really shrugging, rounding through the spine, heavying the head. And then as you inhale, drive the shoulders up towards the ears, creating a long stretch. Exhale, shoulders down and back. Taking a few more of these as you just notice whatever you notice within your shoulders. Notice whatever you notice within your tummy. Exhale to center, and just taking a moment, can you put one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, and welcome an inhalation through the nostrils, and sigh out through a melted jaw. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through a melted jaw. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through a melted jaw. And just tapping in and taking a moment to just notice whatever you notice from the top of the head, spiraling into the jaw, neck, shoulders, heart, spine, hips, thighs, knees, calves, all the way to the feet. And notice without judgment any pain points or discomfort. Beautiful. Inhale, the eyelashes open. You can exhale the right hand into a tent position, down onto the right side. Opposite hand floats up slowly and mindfully, and maybe there's some restriction in the shoulder, so you can stop here. If it feels organic, maybe you can exhale the hand on the left up and over, getting a nice stretch on the side body. You can keep the fingers tented up on the right. You can also sink down on the palm. You can reach for a block or any sort of support, like if you have an extra pillow. And then you can start bending into the elbow on the right side, creating length in the left side body while you can press in the right, getting a lovely stretch. And maybe you want to move the shoulder in a circular motion and just start noticing any tension or tightness. You might start feeling it in the shoulders right away. And how can you bring that gentle breath? Allow yourself to move through any tightness. Beautiful. Finishing this last shoulder rotation, meeting the arm up over the head and then coming in the opposite direction. So it will feel the way that's more inorganic and awkward. This is a great way to help shift and switch that brain, the right to the left brain. It helps keep you more fresh and focused. Beautiful. And once again, just noticing any tension or tightness and sending it away. Beautiful. Well, exhale the hand on the left down towards the mat. So once again, you can tent the fingers. You can release the palm down. You can reach for a little bit of a prop to bring the earth a little bit closer to you. So hand on the left grounds down, beautiful birds saying hello. Opposite hand on the right floats up for a nice reach and stretch as you expand through that right body. Oh, beautiful. Once you get here, as the hand is reached above overhead, maybe the shoulder is really tight. Do you need a generous bend in the elbow? Can you reach a little bit deeper? Maybe a bend in the elbow is in order to create a little more space. Come in for that nice reach across. Being a little more intuitive in your shoulder. Maybe it feels nice to create some circles within the shoulder and just finding your edge, that space between too much and not enough. Beautiful. Welcoming the breath in through the nose. Exhaling away. And you can notice if it starts getting really tense and tight and the shoulders love to creep up to the ears, doing your best to soften away. Beautiful. Finishing this last rotation, reaching that arm up and then reversing the circle. So really noticing any tension or tightness in your shoulder, this beautiful ball and socket joint, whether you've had any injuries or tightness or constrictiveness in your heart, in your lungs, shoulder surgery, shoulder replacement, whatever it is, just breathing into whatever. Beautiful. One more grandiose movement, circling through the shoulder. Beautiful. Coming back to center, both hands can post up on the side and then switch your crisscross. So if you were in that diamond shape, stay there, but switch the foot, the positioning, and one foot goes in front of the other. Exhale the hands as they reach behind the back, interlace them together, and then crossing the thumbs over the thumbs. Exhale, rounding through the spine. And then as you inhale, can you sit up tall, roll the shoulders back, drive the hands down away from the body. If this is too much to grab the hands, you can also just grab the opposite forearms in the back like so. Really creating a long stretch, a heart opening stretch. You can deepen this by gently driving the chin and the gaze up. So whatever's in your practice, welcome the breath in. Beautiful, send it away. One more lovely breath here. Wonderful, exhale it away. Slowly and mindfully exhale the hands. And then we'll interlace the fingers together and start by making a figure of 8 within the wrist, creating a little bit of warmth in the wrists. And you can slowly start bringing this movement into the forearms. And as you're sitting here, I want you to just notice your down below pelvic area and your belly. Notice if it's just let loose, which mine just was. So really hug it in, create some energy and some fire within the belly as you inhale. And you can really bring this warmth into the elbows and the shoulders. And perhaps you can create a little bit of a smile because smiling creates oxytocin. It's that feel good love hormone. Good. And we'll come back to center. Exhale, shaking off the hands like you just washed your hands and there's no paper towels. Shake, 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 shake. And then open, close the hands. And open, close, just warming up the fingers, the palms. Beautiful. We're going to exhale the body into what we call a tabletop or hands and knees position. It is 100% recommended to grab a blanket under the knees, especially if you have harder floors. Like even sometimes if I practice in a space where there's carpet, it's quite hard on the knees. So creating some padding under the knees, hands release under the shoulders. So checking out your stance, and you want to stack the shoulders above the wrists, tap into your hips in relation to the knees, all the way back to the toes. Do the toes today want to post up or do they want to release down? Exhale from this tabletop position. Really look down at your hands, press, create grippy, wide open, flat, high five hands. Press the earth away. Really round through the spine as you tuck the chin in towards the chest, and then you start rounding like a cat pose. Big breath comes in. Hold as you release. Beautiful. On the inhalation, dive the navel down. Allow the pelvis to arch and the back of the lower back to arch, and the chin travels up for cow pose. Welcome a breath that rolls through the nostrils. Good, send it away. Now just taking these motions as you arch and flex through the spine. Sometimes it can feel really good to assign like an inhale to one pose and an exhale to the other. If it's feeling really tight, maybe just linger in one of the postures as you welcome the breath in and send the breath away. And just noticing whatever you notice in your spine without judgment. Beautiful. Coming into a neutral position. Exhale, walk the hands forward until they are towards the top of your mat, but still stacked underneath of the shoulders. And then however it feels for you, hug through the belly for a kneeling plank position. You can post up on the feet and then slowly float down to the belly for a Bhujangasana, a cobra pose. From here, the hands reach under the shoulders. Exhale, heavy the head. Shift the hips side to side here. Ground through the tops of the feet, so you're really pressing down through the earth. And then as you inhale, lift the head and the shoulders for a gentle back bend. Inhale the breath up and send it away. If it's feeling tense or tight, just breathing into the tension. Good, send it away. One more lovely breath here, welcome it in. Beautiful. As you send it away, you can exhale the head down to the earth and just shift side to side. Bend the knees up and then just shift with a windshield wipe side to side. The heels go side to side. Welcome the breath in. Good, send it away. One more breath here. Good. As you send it away, center the feet back. And then exhale with the toes pointing down. Exhale, push the body back up to that tabletop hands and knees position. From here, really widen out the handprint. You want to touch through the shoulder and then reach at a little bit of a 45-degree angle so you're not directly underneath of the shoulder. We're coming in for a downward facing dog. So setting your hands up, root the hands into the earth. Post up on the hind feet. I want you to press down and notice if the elbows are winging out. Hug the elbows in, create a firm foundation, grippy hands. Point up on the feet and slowly start pressing the hips up and back. As you press up and back, pedal out through the heels. Welcome the breath in. Send it away. Doing your best to align the ears with the insides of the biceps, of the shoulders, like a nice little frame. And remove any vision of what you think this needs to look like. My heels come off the earth like inches, and I've been practicing yoga for 10 years. So a beginner's mindset can behoove us all. 2 more breaths as you mindfully press the earth away. Get a lovely stretch in the back of the legs. Send it away. Beautiful. 1 more breath here. Good. Mindfully start walking the feet towards the hand. If that blanket is still there, just be careful. Walk the feet forward. Exhale as you forward fold. If you have a block or some sort of support like a wall, you can reach for it for Uttasana, a forward fold. This pose can bring a lot of tension in the head, so you can grab opposite elbows, Maybe it feels good to bring your hands to the tops of your legs. Whatever feels good for you. Maybe you need to come up a little bit for a halfway flat back. Whatever's in your practice is okay. Notice the tension or tightness in the head. Can you shake your head a little? Yes. Can you shake your head a little? No. Beautiful. Perhaps you can shift the hips side to side, getting this lovely stretch in the back of the hamstrings, the back of the glutes. Welcome the breath in. Beautiful. Send it away. One more big breath comes in. Good. Exhale it away. Coming back to center, hands slide up through the shins for half of a flat back. And then just gently heavy the head, and then coming root to rise, which just means growing your body up to standing, meeting yourself where you are in your Tadasana. If you have that blanket, we'll move that out of the way. Tadasana is another word for mountain pose. So as we reach for this mountain pose, maybe gently pick up one foot, roll out the ankle, and then the other foot, and roll out the ankle. Bringing your feet underneath of the hips, inside of hip distance if that feels good. So this is your mountain. It's a standing pose in yoga that we use to just find our form. And take a moment to lift up all your toes and then plant them down. Lift up the heels and plant them down. And do that a few times where you just lift and plant, lift and plant. Beautiful. And then really just root your feet down and just take a moment to bring your hands to your heart and just welcome a rooting breath in and exhale it away. Beautiful. One more breath. Just be here. Now you're standing. It's lovely. Good. Exhale. Wonderful. And we'll meet at the short edge of your mat. So we call this the short edge. It's short up here and then it's long here. So at the short edge, we'll start by standing both of the feet down, and then we'll lift up the foot on the left, and we'll step it back at an angle that will point towards the corner of your mat. So the front foot, you'll want to just bend into the knee, really root the feet down. In yoga, there's 4 touch points. 2 in the front toe pad, this one, 2 in the rear, and then all of the toes. So root those down in the front foot and in that hind foot. Bring the hands to the hips. Allow them to face that short edge of the mat. Exhale the hands at the hips and the shoulders facing the short edge of your mat. You can keep the hands at the sides, or they can cactus, which is just bent like so, or they can reach up. Find a variation that works for you. Ground the feet down in 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Finding something to focus on. Using your breath to be your guide. Good. Send the breath away. Wonderful. One more breath. Beautiful. From here, bring the hands to the hips and then just open up the foot on the right hand side. So now the toes will face the long edge of the mat. That front foot has not moved. It's in the same spot. Hands towards the hips that face that long edge of the mat. A gentle bend to the hind knee and still keeping a bend into that front knee. So you want to bend and just peer towards the big toe, but maybe you need to come up a little bit, and that's okay. First variation, you can look straight forward. Hands can come to the hips. You can create the cactus arms, or the arms can reach long like a lovely warrior. This is warrior 2. Welcome the breath in and send it away. Be present. Inhale. Beautiful. Send the breath away. One more breath. That's it. Send it away. Wonderful. Exhale the hands to the hips. And now just bring both of the feet facing that long edge of the mat. Pretty simple transition. Now the left toes are going to face the short edge of the mat. And then the opposite foot, pick it up and then allow those toes to face at a 45-degree angle. Hands on the hips, now facing what was the back of the mat, but now is the front for warrior 1. You're back here again. Bend into the front knee, root those touch points in the front pad and the rear heel. Squeeze through your pelvic wall. Notice if your back is arching and just press it down. You can activate through your belly and your heart. Hands can either bend at the hips. You can create that cactus, that bent arms at a 90 degree, or the arms can reach up for a warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. 3 breaths here, my lovely light, as you tap into the strength of the mountains around, as you tap into that fluid nature of the water, giving yourself so much gratitude for showing up. I'm so proud of you. Welcome the breath in. Beautiful. Exhale the breath away and bring the hands back to the hips. Keep the front foot on the left forward, and the opposite foot on the right just opens up and faces the long edge of the mat. Hands come to the hips face the long edge of the mat. Feel that transition? So 1 is short edge of your mat forward, and warrior 2 is facing open. It's a really gentle transition. Hands can either stay at your hips, they can cactus arms, or they can reach long, and you can square your nose with that long edge of your mat. 3 mindful breaths here. Welcome the breath in. And send it away. And just find your strength within this posture. Really root the feet down. Activate through the calves, thighs, bottom, belly, heart. Humbly tuck the chin. Stretch the top of the head up. Beautiful. Send the breath away. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Now just bring that foot that was facing forward, facing the long edge of the mat, bringing the hands towards the hips for a beautiful open star pose. Just stand here, take up space. Hands can come to the hips. They can cactus or they can reach. Take up space. Just feel how great it feels when you take time to stretch and strengthen and do you. Beautiful. Welcome the breath in. Wonderful. Exhale mindfully, and hands come to the hip creases and start hinging forward. You can bend into the knees. Hands reach down, taking this slow, and then however it feels to get to 1 knee and then the opposite knee. Beautiful. As we come here to the knees, you can sit back on the knees, or maybe coming back into a crisscross applesauce, whatever feels good for you. It can be nice to have a little support or a pillow underneath of the hips here. Find what you need. Beautiful. Exhale the chin towards the chest, breathing into the back of the neck. And then exhale as that chin travels towards the shoulder on the left. And just notice any tight spaces, and maybe you can rock right there. Welcome the breath in. Good. Send it away. Wonderful. Big breath comes in. Exhale, dive the chin back to the center. Now let the chin roll to the opposite shoulder on the right. And so just mindfully, can you find any ouchy spaces in your neck? Just notice whatever you notice. If your neck is feeling brave enough and wants to linger or adventure towards the back, maybe it's really ouchy and there's a squish face, that's okay. Welcome the breath in. Good, send it away. Beautiful. If you are up on the toes, we will meet back into a seated position, bringing the feet, kissing the feet for a lovely butterfly stretch here. The closer the heels are towards the pelvic wall, the deeper the stretch. The more you push them away from you, the more gentle it is. Hands can reach towards the shins, take a big stretch up, and then exhale, you can round through the spine, heavy the head. Take a moment to just feel however you're feeling. Notice any subtle shifts. Maybe notice, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, or just notice any judgments you've been putting on yourself in your practice. And just give yourself love, give yourself acknowledgement, and say thank you for showing up. Beautiful breath comes in. Good, exhale it away. Wonderful. Inhale, rise the back of the heart up, meeting back into a crisscross applesauce. Arms reach out for a big reach and stretch, hug through the body. And then exhale, fold forward for a moment. Just humbly tuck the chin into the chest. And just taking a moment to thank yourself. And you can receive these affirmations with me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I am grateful for you. I am grateful for you. I am grateful for you. And just exhaling the palms, kissing palms to your heart center and welcoming a lovely, energizing breath in. And just notice whatever you notice and be so grateful for your practice and for you taking time for you. The love and the light within me honors and acknowledges the love and the light within you. Namaste, my lovely lights. Have a beautiful day.